players are trying to distance themselves from the competition, trying to build up their chip stacks so that when they get to the final table, they will be far enough ahead that they can take those big gambles. We'll be seeing who can pull away.
And some good players tonight, too. Let's get to our main table.
So 5 players here at our main table. 5 good players. Kenny
over
James,
20.
the chip leader.
That's for sure.
And in the small blind, Medic will call. Liebert will probably call him up.
Well, she's already in the big blind, so she's actually raising. She's going to make it a little bit more expensive for Medic to see a flop with his baby 4-3 suited. And Liebert has position. She'll get to act last. Oh, it's a good flop for Medic. He picked up a flush draw. Liebert has the bottom pair. Now, if she bets enough here, she can freeze Medic out of this pot.
She bets 30,000.
Well, Medic is getting more than 2-to-1 on a call here, plus the implied odds if he does make his hand. So he calls. Oh!
Liebert with 2 pair.
I think she needs to bet the pot here. You know, something around 100,000. She does have 2 pair, but look at that board. All sorts of straight possibilities. Flush possibility. Medic has to act first. Wow, and he bets.
70,000 is his bet. No small bet.
You know, in a way, Barry, that's almost like a defensive bet. By getting that 70,000 in there, he's trying to slow down his opponent and trying to price himself into a draw, and he made it. He got the flush. Now let's see. Well, Medic probably wants to bet for value here. You know, by betting on the turn, it didn't look like he was drawing. So Kathy Liebert can't really think he was on a flush draw.
He's got a real opportunity just to reel her in here. 170,000, 417,000 in the pot right now.
170.
One of the biggest, if not the biggest pot of this tournament.
This is a very tough call for Kathy Liebert. I could understand many scenarios that she's concocting in her head where she thinks she actually does have the best hand.
She's counting it out as though she's going to play here.
170,000 to try to take down a 417,000 chip pot. Getting 2.5-to-1 about on the call. So she only needs to be right, you know, every other time. Very, very tough spot for her. And I think Medic's bet on the turn worked, and he's going to get paid off.
And that froze her. You saw that reaction as Medic will take down this pot of almost 600,000 chips. And you know his heart's beating like a butterfly, even though he doesn't appear to be that way.
Yeah, the key moment in that hand, Barry, was Medic's willingness to put a bet out there on the turn with only a draw, paid off on the river.
One of the biggest wins of the tournament. Australia, Barry Tompkins, Koenig alongside. 5 players at this table now. Kenny James still our chip leader. Medic having won a huge hand against Kathy Liebert, making her the short stack right now. Neary and ace-10.
And the blinds have gone up. 4,000 in the small, 8,000 in the large. Everybody's anteing 1,000. Getting juicy.
2 to the flop. King and a pair of 6s, and that's good for Esfandiari. Gives him 2 pair.
Neary's got to feel pretty good about that flop.
8,000 is the bet to Esfandiari. Quickly calls.
perhaps a bit too quickly.
Wow, 6 on the turn gives Esfandiari a full boat.
Now, Esfandiari knows unless his opponent has the highly unlikely 4 of a kind, he's sitting pretty. And now I think Esfandiari is just praying that that 5 somehow improved his opponent.
And a check from Neary. It's not what Esfandiari wanted. 17,000 is the bet. Just trying to get some value here. It's not going to happen. Neary wisely lets the hand go, and Esfandiari with that full house. I'm sure he'll take what's there, but it's not as much as he would have dearly liked and thought he might get. Neary's still hanging around here, though. Spends a lot of time on the golf course, a lot of time at the poker table. Jack
as long
5
as running's
suited,
not
then he will let
involved,
go.
I can probably do it. Very cool.
James getting a little tricky there, just calling with the ace-jack in the small blind. A lot of players would raise there. Medic gets to see the flop for free with his 4 deuce.
That's intimidating.
And there's a second ace for James.
I expect James to check here.
Little pair for Medic.
Well, he's doing everything backwards. He smooth called with the ace-jack, then he hits the ace on the flop and bets out. I think he's got Medic bamboozled here.
Sir, what are you thinking about, buddy?
I don't like to fold.
I
He
understand.
never folds the flop. Never. He might fold the turn of the river, but the flop, never.
There's like so many hands. I could hit a pair. I can hit some.
Could hit a pair, he says. He's so sick.
You don't have a pair and you're thinking? That's strong.
Man, I'm letting you.
Just don't get strong.
I have a pair and I'm folding.
Wow.
You're getting a lot of respect.
Look at how strong
I got
this
a
guy is. Serious.
decent kicker
Look
too.
at how strong this guy is. Just don't guess wrong, sir, okay? When you start thinking that stuff in your
Antonio
head.
knows that's a big fold for me.
That is, with me, he would have called.
Oh, for sure.
Guaranteed. He'd have beat me in the
I
pot.
could hit 2 pair. I could hit trips.
Ace-jack,
many
huh?
possibilities.
I didn't do the old button raise there,
Oh
sir.
boy, you're lucky. It's gonna pound on you again.
Well, Esfandiari and James beaten up on Medic. Going to an outer table now. Once again, Shannon Shore. Boy, is he looking down the barrel of a cannon against Mark Voss.
Shore has picked up a double belly buster. A 3 or a 7 will complete the straight. And he says, I'm going to put you all in, Mark Voss. And Voss says, all right, I got aces. I guess I'll have to gamble with you.
So Shore is a decided underdog here. 4 on the turn. That will give Shore a couple of more outs.
Yeah, Shore will need a 3, another 4, a 5, or a 7. Otherwise, Mark Voss doubles through and stays in the tournament.
And it's a jack, and Mark Voss will do just as you suggest. He will double up through Shore and will stay in the tournament here. So Voss relaxes a little bit. So I got that one, no problem. He'll stick around a little bit longer here. A couple of good young players. This, thepartypoker.net, Aussie Millions. Welcome back to the partypoker.net Aussie Millions. We are here in Melbourne, Australia. Beautiful evening here in Melbourne. Let's take a look at the chip count at our main table, the table we've been paying the most attention to today at Kenneth James. Still, he's the big dog. Nenad Medic has got himself right back at 845,000. The short stack is now Kathy Liebert, having lost that big hand a few moments ago to Medic at 309,000. And Neary, as he has been all along,